Lola, go ahead. You got to get out. Watch out, Saya. Oh, go let Lola out. No, just close the door. Let her out. Come on. Just let her go out of the room. I don't want her in here. Hey y'all, welcome back to Just a Girl Talk. My name is Janine, and I'm so happy to have you guys here tonight. Hope everybody is having an amazing evening on this Friday night. Everyone's safe and ready to enjoy this conversation. So if you haven't seen, I was the podcast, the Deli Wrap-Up Crew had me on their show a few months ago, and the episode just aired. What's today? Friday. Aired on Wednesday, right? Yeah, Wednesday. So was it Wednesday or Tuesday? It might have been Tuesday. It was one day this week. And I'm really excited. I really was anxious to, like, you know how you you're on camera and you're recording, whether it's content or just like, podcast, stuff like that. That was my first time on a podcast before. So it's like, I want to see how I look, how I sound. Did I sound crazy? Did I sound dumb? Was I stumbling? Was I umming a lot? So it dropped and I feel like I did really, really well. And I'm so proud of myself. I'm like so proud of myself because I literally, y'all, I did not have any, like, I didn't have any long, like, big idea when I decided to get on TikTok and just use my voice. I knew that I wanted to talk about these topics. I knew that I wanted to, bring awareness to like how this stuff is affecting young girls, but I did not think it would be where it is today. And I'm so grateful. I'm grateful that I did not back down. I'm grateful that I have stood up for myself, and really people have noticed, and the reviews, I mean, the comments on the from the people who watched the episode was amazing and phenomenal. So tonight we're going to be talking about, we're going to go through the episode, play a few clips of it. If you guys have not seen it, you can go back and watch the full episode on their YouTube channel, the Dudley Wrap Up Crew, if you want to. But I want to go through some of the topics, and we can kind of it's like crazy to be reviewing something that you're in, like you're on the show or you're a part of the controversy. So I'm gonna go ahead and we're going to just add it straight onto the screen. And y'all, before I hit play, they really like knocked us out the box with like how they opened up the show. And I think that was like, from that point of how they opened up the show, it literally just it was a like a bomb. Like, whoa, okay. Because I'm thinking like maybe they're gonna play something that I've said. And for me, I'm like, they play something that I've said on my platform. I know what I say, and I know that I stand on what I believe in. And I know it's not going to be like crazy. I mean, it's probably could be crazy, but but let's just get, because y'all, I was like, whoa.
Let me get to this first topic. It says, are Black men often viewed as the least ideal partners for Black women? And I do want to get into this first clip. I want us to listen to it. You're going to be familiar with this clip, and then we're going to dive into it. Like, what if we could play that real quick?
Let's get into it. Don't chew me up, because I know how you ladies like to tussle. I think Black men are all alike. I think Black men don't like Black women. I think you can meet 10 Black men on different dating sites and they all cheat and they don't respect their women. I think every other race values Black women other than Black men. I think the real gag is Black men don't like Black women. Like, they're cheaters. I'm convinced every Black guy is a cheater. I bet half of y'all can't even drop one Black man that love y'all that's loyal. Ooh, the gag. Black men hate us so much, but Black women be the ones supporting them. And I know how you guys like to get in your bag. Don't be mad. Get you a Mexican, get you a Jamaican, get you a Haitian, anything but a Black man. And I'm stamping it. And if you want a white guy, if it ain't white, he ain't right. I just feel like Black women, we need to date outside our race because Black men don't like us. And we shouldn't like them, period.
Mm-hmm.
Stamping it. Stand on it.
You standing on it.
Standing on it.
That shit must be food stamps.
No, I'm standing on it.
So what made you write this? Well, have this post, and what made you?
Well, first of all, it's my preference. So all the Black men were so offended. It's my preference. I've had bad experience with dating Black men. They've been abusive to me. Not all of them, but the ones I've dated. So that's my preference. I wouldn't want to date a African American Black guy. I would do a Haitian, or I want to date outside my race. Like, even coming, I'm the only child, feel me? Like, my father, he's a Black male, but he didn't give me a good example of how a male should treat a woman. Used to beat on my mom. Used to do he's verbally and physically abusive. That's not something that I want. And I've encountered that on several different occasions. So that's how I feel. And I feel like the Black men out here that want to date like outside of their race with the white women or celebrities, I don't take care to that. That's their preference. So with they shit, like, feel me, it don't bother me. So I'm stamping it. That's how I felt.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What's your thoughts on this?
Okay. So she stamped it. I first want to start by saying I know a Black man. I'm married to a Black man who is nothing but loyal, respectful, and loving toward me. So I want to just make that very clear. I'm grateful for the Black man who is amazing. I was just saying this earlier to my girlfriend about how grateful I am that God allowed me with a man who knew and saw how delicate I was, how precious I was, and how my husband, like, he talks about this now of like how he just saw like me so sweet, so innocent, and like wanting to protect me. And I think that I'm grateful that he saw that in me, that he, you know, like wanted to be careful with me and not hurt me. And even like early in our relationship and just starting to date, like when things, you know, just think life was happening, and like wanting to like, you know, if he was having a hard time at that point in his life, not wanting to bring me a part of it and bring me down. So it was like always a care, and like that, even though I'd be like, I'm grown, like I don't need you to baby, like, you know, you kind of like, I'm grown, I'm not like a little girl, you know. But I really, really am grateful. So I want to just make that clear that I am thankful for the Black man that I have and married to. He's not perfect, but he's a very loyal, he's a very loving, he's an amazing man, flaws and all. Secondly, she said that's my preference. Sis, that was an opinion. That was like you were stating a fact. You know, she kept saying that's just my preference. You were saying a fact, like you stood on like it was a fact. Like you stood on it like it was a fact. And that was the problem. But let's just because y'all, let me just say this. Once she said that, y'all, I was like, you know, I wasn't even surprised. I'm like, I don't expect her to say anything else but that. You understand what I'm saying? Like I wasn't expecting her to have like this different response to, you know, what she said. I wasn't expecting her to like, you know, like it gave, I'm standing on what I said. Cool. So I wasn't bothered by that. I wasn't bothered by her response. It was very like, you had all that talking to do on that post, but you gave like a very much like, I don't got nothing else to say. That's what I said. That's what it is. You know, that was what I didn't really like. It was like, you should have a lot to say the way that you were talking. So it kind of gave like, people can say all this stuff on internet and they don't do all this talking in real life, and they can't hold a real conversation. You know what I'm saying? So let's go ahead and continue, because here we go. This is when it's like, oh, this is because, you know, I'm thinking, this is the thing. I watched their show before. I've seen the episodes. So you know, when they first, I'm like, I don't know how they typically do it. Like, do they, you know, they might tell you to bring your friends? Do they, you know, have just a bunch of strangers coming together? Like, is it you, like, you know? So I was really unsure of what kind of women would be there. You know, for me, I had, obviously, my platform grew bigger over the last, you know, year. A lot of hate. So I'm like, I'm not trying to be with anybody who either has been disrespectful to me, like just can't hold a conversation, real nasty, real mean. You know what I'm saying? So that was already like, okay, I don't really know what I'm walking into. I don't know how these women are gonna what their stance is, like, you know what I'm saying? So at this moment, when we got into him asking other women what was their thoughts, it was like, okay, now I know where I am. It's time to go against the sisterhood. Like I'm sitting this shit. Y'all gonna see where I'm sitting at. I'm sitting on my own because I am literally pretty much on my own. And I'm fine with it.
I think she's entitled to her preference.
Thank you, sister.
What I would say is,
pause. It's not a preference. She's entitled to her preference. She made a bold statement. All Black men are bad. They're all liars. They're all cheaters. That's not a preference. Let's look at the word. Let me just, because I don't know what. And you see what I'm talking about? She's entitled to her preference. What was that? That was, I don't want to say anything. I'm just gonna ride the fence of whatever. She's entitled to her preference. Y'all, because we're gonna get the real Google definition of preference for everybody, because there's no way, y'all. There's no way we're acting like this is not. Why are we saying preference? You know, why? A greater liking for one alternative over another or others. So I say I prefer to date Haitian men, Jamaican men, because they seem to treat me better versus the black men, the African American men that I've dated. That's me saying my preference. Me saying all black men are bad, all black men are liars, that's not a preference. That's a very bold statement. Very bold statement.
I do understand that it's more of a from experience. So it comes from a metric of what you've actually experienced, like from personal. But the fact that we're setting a tone or a stigma in regards to like black men is highly I'm playing the devil's advocate. Like I'm not on the opposite side because I've seen domestic violence and stuff like that in the black communities and black homes. But I am not one to say that all black men are the same. It's similar to like when we were speaking on zodiacs and characteristics. Everybody doesn't fall into a box. It's just like them judging us as black women. All black women are not aggressive, or come from a background of she wants to be an alpha female or super independent. Some women do have, it depends on your nurturing and your nature of things. So I don't believe that we should stand on setting a tone, especially as a black woman. You should realize that how empowered you are as a black woman to say those things because you're coming from a black community stating those things. So it is very sensitive when we say it compared to a white person or somebody from a different culture saying it. That was one thing. And then on top of that, I only see two colors. So when I heard certain things, I'm like, I get it, but like your beautiful boyfriend now is technically, if we went back into slave times, he would be considered a,
black person. Educate me, because my man said that Jamaicans aren't black. So that.
Okay. We're going to skip past all that part, y'all, because this is the problem. And this is where I can tell as I'm listening and watching from where I'm sitting, right? That this right here is the sisterhood. Women don't want to go against the sisterhood, right? Because she was trying so hard to find the right words, to find a way to not come out and boldly say, no, what you just said was not right. It's like, I'm trying to play devil's advocate. I'm trying. It's like, I'm trying not to just say you're wrong. What you said was not right. It was not fair. It makes it, like, it was like, just in my mind, I'm like, just say it. Just say it. Just say it. Please say it. That's literally what I was thinking. Like, please just say it. Say it.
Then black means black American. It don't mean Jamaican.
I think that we have to recognize when we speak, we're speaking from pain. That's really what comes down to when we say, oh, it's all black men. That's just those black men. She mentioned her father. So you get, it boils up resentment toward black men. And that's where you got to heal and do some work, because you're going to keep meeting trash black men.
What was your thoughts on this, Joe?
First, I want to let you know, I'm a Jamaican man and I identify as a black man. You get what I'm saying? So,
I thought you was Dominican.
Fix your veneers. But I do think it's a problem, and I am offended because when we constantly hear this from the women that we love, and not every man deserves the respect from you, but not all the black men deserve that same type of disrespect. We are not who your father was to your mother. We are not who those other brothers was to you, as a lover. And God forbid if this man ever do anything, I'm not wishing anything bad on y'all, but would that narrative be painted separately if it was something else from another man? Or is it because of your experiences just only black men?
My experiences. Definitely my experience. To those who are offended, I mean, I apologize, but I feel how I feel. I'm not backing down from that. I definitely feel like I'm healed.
Then that's not an apology.
Not at all.
I mean, I feel like she doesn't have to apologize.
The world wouldn't take it like that. The people that you're apologizing to me, right? If I'm offended, right?
No.
But
you said you felt offended, so yeah, I'm addressing your feelings. But I don't like, that's how I feel. Like, I don't care about how the next man feel, because the next man don't care how I feel. That's my opinion.
I do. I'm listening to you, and I told you I'm sorry that was your experience of seeing your mother your brother or your cousin, whoever, mistreating a woman, but all black men should be bottled up in that. And there's white men who beat their women.
Right, all races can cheat.
Okay, but but you didn't say that. You said only black men.
But it's not her job to like change her preference to make you comfortable. I feel like
it's not her job to voice that opinion.
It is her job because that's what she likes, and it's not. We don't have to be offended.
All black men are cheaters.
That's
and
her, but she said that. I didn't.
Y'all, this is where I think I was just trying to be very conscious because I'm like, what are we talking about? Like, you keep saying this preference. It was you see what I mean? Like, this is what I be talking about, y'all. This is what I be talking about, right? We are offended. I'm saying I'm offended. And if I offended y'all, she said if I offended anybody, I apologize. He said, so you apologize to me. She said, but I don't care. I'm standing on it. Like, I don't really care. Like, it's so that's why he said it's not an apology. It's really not an apology. And Miss JP, she was just talking, just to talk, again, we have women in our community who, I don't know, like they just have this, like, well, it ain't my job, it ain't her job, it ain't nobody's with it's just very much a lot of that, unfortunately. And this conversation was so disingenuous because it was like, you're saying one thing, but you're doing another. You're apologizing halfway, but then if you get caught out and say, you're apologizing, no, that's not what I'm saying. Like, so what is it? And then this is where we have this exchange where it just becomes like, how are you like, again, you don't even believe what she says. You won't call her out for saying what she said is wrong. You won't call her out for saying how hurtful it could have been to a whole group of black men. And then you're saying, well, that's her preference. It's not mine. I don't, just
wrong. And I have the right to tell her she's wrong.
You have to
because she's showing based on her experience.
That's that sisterhood shit.
No, but people can say what they want. It's like people say they like dark skin or light skin. I don't get offended. That's what they like. But it's okay.
But when you start stereotyping off of
you gotta be confident in yourself to know who you are. You gotta know that she's not speaking to you.
I don't think it wasn't I like Jamaican, Asian. It was all black men. That was a like, it was factual.
But she's one
woman. So that is, but it's to a large group of people. We got to understand how our voices are powerful.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we got to stop saying it's one woman. It's very powerful, and we on this big platform, right? So we know our voices are powerful.
All I would say is she's definitely as a empowered black woman, you can own and be prone to acknowledging or mentioning how you feel.
Mm-hmm.
Just be careful with the way that you're delivering. A lot of people neglect the delivery, and the delivery is key. It's not about the message, it's the way that it comes across.
That message is wrong too.
I mean, it was the message though. It wasn't about, I don't think it was the delivery. I think it was purely the message. The message was all black men are cheaters.
Yeah, that's how I felt.
That was on that, so that was, it wasn't the delivery. It was purely like saying, right or wrong. And again, delivery was fine. It was her way of speaking. It was just the message of all black men are cheaters. Go find you a white man, whoever, just don't date black men. So that was the part where it's like, your voice is so powerful that, once you put it out there, imagine having a black son, or a black daughter. So then what?
When you on the opposite end of the spectrum and you hear like women saying,
let me just say this, y'all. This conversation right here for me is always so hard, and it really makes me get very emotional, and like internally I can feel myself getting very, I don't know, like this is something that's like happening to me recently more, like maybe as my son gets older, or I don't know if I'm just getting closer and closer to like my husband, or like I get really, I don't know, something like internally really gets triggered, and I start to feel really sad. Like, these conversations about categorizing black men is so terrible, so bad, dangerous. Like, it really, really bothers me, because I think about my son. I think about, what he'll be told, and that it really, so this was just such a like, oh my God, like, we're not going, like, you're saying she's not wrong. I don't believe what she says. That's not how I feel, but she's not wrong. It's like, she is wrong. You know how she's wrong is because you could be with a black man who don't just do anything that she just said. So that will prove her preference to not be true when it wasn't a preference. It was a purely a statement. And the sad part about this, y'all, is we act like we don't understand right from wrong. Like, you know, it's wrong. And like Drew said, this is the sisterhood stuff. This sisterhood stuff, y'all, is a big, big, big problem because nobody wants to go against a sisterhood and stand alone or stand, you know, on their own, so that, you know, to stand on right or wrong on their own, because the sisterhood is going to attack you or you're going to feel isolated. So you got one woman trying not to say you're wrong, but she's also trying to hold you accountable halfway and make it sound, you know, like I'm not coming for you, sis, but I'm not, you know. The other one is like, you ain't wrong, sis. You ain't wrong. And you're wrong. And you got 3 black men who seem to be some good black men who can, you know, they don't sit on their platforms and curse women out and disrespect women and, you know, do all these things. And they're saying that we're offended, we're bothered. It hurt our feelings that you just categorize us as woman beaters and cheaters and liars and the worst people because your daddy wasn't the best man. The men that you chose to date were not the best men. So now we all we all have to be lumped into this woman, you know, woman beater type of conversation. That's messed up. That's messed up. And it's just like, it just never, this is the gender war.
Saying if y'all gonna date outside your race, then you could go do that. Just don't downplay black women. You know what I'm saying? So you could express your preference without downplaying what you don't like. You know what I'm saying? You could express what you like and leave out what your mama said. If you ain't got nothing good to say, don't say it. You know what I'm saying?
She said it.
I feel like I said it. So it's like, I'm gonna say what I want. It's my page. Y'all make that go viral, but not the music.
But this is the huge disconnect with men and women. And this is why sometimes we have these wars, these gender wars between men and women, especially black men and women, because women or a man may say something and stand on it when we don't acknowledge when something is wrong.
That's my opinion. I didn't feel like my opinion was wrong.
So you don't have wrong opinions?
I mean, I do in general, obviously. Like, I'm not saying that, but for that video, that's how I felt. I'm standing on it. I'm not apologizing. That's how I felt.
Like, you see, this is the problem. That's the problem right there. I'm not apologizing for how it was. I don't care. Again, we're telling you that it bothered us. We're telling you that it was not nice. We're telling you that, like A said, you can have your preference and say, I love Louis Vuitton. That don't mean I have to trash Gucci. You know what I'm saying? I can still love one thing and not have to tear everybody else down or tear every other thing down in the process. I can say I love me some Jamaican men. I love them. That's your preference. The way they treat me, the way they do this, the way they do that. Okay, cool. But that don't mean I have to then go ahead and dog walk black men. You know, like you don't have to do that. So this was, to me, y'all, I was just sitting there like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. What in the world is happening? What is this? And as I said, it's so disingenuous when a woman like that who makes such a, you know, you made this bold statement, put it out to the world. And then when you confronted on it, you like, oh, well, I don't care. I'm standing on it. Oh, well, I don't care. I don't stand. Yes, her hoodie says HIV positive. Yes. I don't know anything about that. I'm standing on, you know what I'm saying? That's how we get. So you're standing on something. Y'all, make sure you guys like the live. Please be sure to like the live, subscribe to the channel before we keep going. I appreciate you guys being here. Engage in the live. Appreciate the support. If you want to support the channel via Cash App or Super Chats, if you want me to read any special messages before the live is over, I really, really would appreciate all support. If you guys don't know that I'm trying to raise $10K for my nonprofit, I have been working diligently to make this goal happen in 2025 for our youth feminine charm school classes in the upcoming year. So please be sure to support in any way that you can. really, really, really mean a lot to me. So please definitely like the live and all of that. I appreciate y'all for being here. But this was definitely, it was tough. Like I said, like when you say these things, you get confronted. You know what I'm saying? You get confronted, but we don't want to elaborate. You know, we lack accountability. And the crazy part about it is, right? Again, they're coming on a podcast prior. They don't know. Maybe nobody knows who's really coming. I asked, like, I knew she was coming. I knew her post. I saw it prior, and I'm like, whoa. So that's why I was like, oh my God. So like, I don't know if everybody knew who was coming or whatever, but you say that, and now it's like, damn, they came in swinging with that. They came in swinging with it because it went with the conversation. You know what I'm saying? And that is obviously, it makes for good content, obviously. But like I said, being able to have a conversation about your preference, why you believe what you believe. Don't come in very like, oh, well, I don't care, I'm standing on it. Because that says you don't have anything to say. That says you can't out talk me for sure. And I think that's also tough too, when you're around women who you got to actually have an explanation. You can't just be like, because I said so. That ain't going to work. Or women or men. Then you got to actually voice your opinion. You got to actually say something that really makes sense. You got to actually have a reason for why you talking the way you talk or acting the way you act. You used to have being around people in your life who let you just do whatever you want to do, say whatever you want to say, and not be held accountable. You know, that was you know, that's a big thing, and it happens all the time. So when you come around women who aren't just letting you, who going, you know, speak up or call out right from wrong, it can feel like, you know, like, what do you mean? What do you mean? You know? So it was definitely tough. Like I said, this topic about how women just make Black men these scary, scary, scary people, it really, really, really gets me going, y'all. It really does. But this is the next conversation about holding Black women accountable, because this right here is this is a major issue. She's evil for what she said. It was definitely just not, it was just terrible. It wasn't a good look. It was just so messed up. It was so like, am I frozen? Okay. It was just so, I don't know. I just didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. I did not like it at all. It was just so wrong. So wrong. Let me get back into the next because again, this is that what I talk about all the time. All the time, holding Black women accountable. And that's why my platform is about holding Black women accountable, because we need to be held accountable. We need to.
Responsible for holding Black women accountable, because clearly they could do whatever the fuck they want. So I'm just a girl. Can you explain this? Because your whole platform is about holding Black women accountable, and you have gotten a lot of pushback, specifically from Black women who have tried to, you know, out you. They try to Google your man and find out his social security number, leak it online and shit like that. So again, when a lot of the criticism is that when men have a platform and they talk about women say it's not a man's job or responsibility to hold Black women accountable. Black women need to hold women accountable. Clearly that's not a thing. So what's your thoughts on this topic?
Honestly, like you said, it's no one can hold Black women accountable. Because it's all really BS when we say it's very cliche to say, let Black women hold us accountable. Black women mind your business, but we can't. You know, Black women, unfortunately, we have adopted this mentality that I can do whatever I want to do and can't nobody tell me anything. And this is why we are where we're at. So when we try to have these conversations and try to hold each other accountable, you do get a lot of that. Well, it's not my job. It's not your job. Mind your business. And I think we live in a very selfish, egotistical society now that nobody cares. You know, we don't care. Like I care about my sister, but her friend, I don't care about her but I can see her going downhill about to get hit by a bus. Well, it ain't my business, right? So I think if you're a Black woman and the whole Black woman accountable, you have to be ready to like fight, because it's going to come it's going to come with a lot, you know, just to say, sis, I don't want to see y'all here doing that. And anybody who knows my platform, I'm always thinking about how young girls are being influenced. So what us grown women are doing is influencing these girls to do these out of control, I don't care attitudes. They have the most disgusting attitudes, and you can't even check them because they have their moms who say I could do whatever I want. So can't no one hold us accountable. No, not a black man, a white man. Your white boss probably, that's probably the only one who can tell us what to do because he pay us. A gay man can tell us what to do. That's kind of, it still revolves around if it's a black woman or a black man, a straight black man, we don't want to hear it. And it's unfortunate. We are really in a place where we don't even realize like how bad off we are. Like we don't even, a woman who has it all figured out. And I'm saying, sis, I can help you. And you say, I don't need your help. I'm gonna do what I want to do. But I'm watching you do the same thing over and over and over and over again. And it's not working. So instead of saying, you know what, sis, you're right. Let me take heed to this.
Y'all, this is, let me know in the comments who can hold black women accountable. Who can hold us accountable, y'all? Honestly, who do you think can hold black women accountable? This is still a very sad conversation because for the most part, no one. Can't nobody tell us nothing. Because we take everything as being super offensive. You trying to offend me, or you're jealous of me, you're hating, it's bad. It is bad. It is so bad, y'all. Like it's not even funny how bad it is. This part, yo, let me make sure I can find this clip because right here is where it just becomes like it's no way. No way.
I've had experience with my mom, even with her giving me feedback and from her experience. And I feel like a lot of times they try to implode or tell you what they've been through and try to place it on you. Like, I've been through this, so don't do this. It's like, just because your finger burned when you touched the pot, don't mean mine's will. So I feel like a lot of people, they want to try it. It's like a trial and error in life. And sometimes you need to experience before you can.
Did y'all hear that? Just because your finger burnt when you touch the pot doesn't mean mine will. So anybody who knows how a pot, if it's burning, hot boiling water, if I put my finger in the boiling water, thank you. I appreciate the super chat. It really means a lot to me. If I put my finger, this finger in this boiling water, it's going to burn. Why would you think your finger is exempt from the burn? Literally. All of our fingers are going to burn if we put our fingers in scorching hot water. We could put our fingers on a pot. If you put you know how you grab something out the oven and you were to grab the oven with your bare hands without mittens. And if I say you need mittens to grab the pot, it's going to burn you. You like, well, just because your hands burn when you took out the pot, mine ain't going to burn. It's hot. It's hot. She said, just listen, y'all.
And really be adaptive to it. You can't just take somebody's
got burn-proof fingers.
I'm just saying, you never know. But sometimes you need to experience what somebody is trying to recommend rather than just taking their recommendation and running with it. So let me feel the burn, and then I'm like, all right, you was right. Let's move forward. Rather than me actually saying, like, she said it's hot. Don't really look that hot. But I'm going to just run with it. So I think it's a trial and error type thing. Okay. I'm using the pot as an example.
No, I got you.
Yes.
What's your thoughts?
You see what I'm like? We are so backwards, y'all. We are so backwards. I was sitting there like, it's no way. It's no way. Like literally, but this is how a lot of women live their lives. Well, you told me that it was hot. I feel like that's why he said you got burn-proof hands. That's the only way your hands are gonna burn. You must have burn-proof hands that you can touch the same pot that burnt my fingers, and yours don't burn. You got to have some burn-proof magical fingers. Why would I want to? But that's what Black women do. I'm trying to tell you, don't go down that street because there's a killer at the end. You like, well, how I know it's a real killer? I'm telling you that he's down there. He tried to attack me, and I just got away. You like, well, you just trying to stop me from. I'm trying to tell you, I just went through it. Don't go that way. I'm married. I'm doing this. I'm telling you, sis, don't do this. This is a better way to go about it. I tried that. It didn't work. But as she said, women want to, they would rather try it for themselves because we live in this, very unintelligent. Very unintelligent. People said that's like girl math. I'm gonna touch it because it's high, because because you know what it is, y'all? We're so defiant. We have become so defiant as women, so defiant, and we act like children. Children do stuff like that. Mommy said, "Don't touch it." And you like, oh, but I really want to see what it is. Because they're so anxious to like see what you mean and let you okay, they gonna realize, mommy was right. What she described, I might want to touch and see. Okay, now you was right. That's how kids operate. That's how children operate. So when you are acting like a child, a defiant child, a curious child who just want to get into anything and everything, even though they were told not to, but then want to demand respect like you're grown up is wild. It's wild, y'all. Y'all, please make sure y'all like the live, share it out. Please share the live out. Share it out. Yeah, share the live out, y'all. Like it really was like, wow, we're so defiant. And this goes back down to like talking about pregnancy, how we talk about how many women are like, I'm not getting married because my mom or my aunt was in a terrible marriage. She was getting this done to her and blah, 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 blah. But you'll see all your cousins who all got a bunch of kids. They all single moms, got a bunch of baby daddies. You saw them go through all that stress. And something in your head didn't click and say, I'm not going to do what she did. I saw what all my cousins went through. I'm going to not try this and see if it's going to be different for me, unless I'm going to do things completely different. Unless I'm going to make sure I have a husband, unless I can make sure that I'm financially secure, I'm stable, I'm in a good environment. I'm going to make sure I take the proper precautions to prevent me end up in the same situation as them as much as I can. But no, when it comes to motherhood and babies, we don't think, my sisters, all 5 of them, got a bunch of kids, no help, not married, bunch of men. I might want to decide to slow down and wait till I get married and have kids and find me a good man before I give any man my body in that way. Nope. That's not how we think. We think the complete opposite. We think just like this is very defiant mentality. Very, very defiant. And then watch.
I believe we're all responsible for ourselves.
This is where
we are here. We are not put here to live someone else's life. We're not put here to live somebody else's journey. We're not here to grow our mother's garden. We learn from experience, and we are responsible for ourselves. Like, you can't blame somebody else for what you do. You know what I'm saying? So I believe that we are accountable for our actions. We live and we learn. Like, sometimes we make wrong decisions, but it's us who have to pay for it, not somebody else. So we are responsible for us and our actions. Women, Black women, whoever it is, I am responsible for myself. She responsible for herself. She responsible for herself. She responsible for herself. So if how she thinks, she got to be responsible for what comes with that. That's for her. That's not for me, because I don't feel that way. So I'm responsible for me. She responsible for her. Everybody responsible for themselves.
This is the premium garment duffel 45 liter.
Yo. You see, like, this stuff be wild. This stuff really be wild. It really be wild. Really be wild.
Our community. This is why I be like, our community be in trouble because we got motherfuckers that be thinking like, well, what's your thoughts on this? Like, it was crazy.
I would say that I think that is a detriment, first of all, because we should be, if we want to build community around our neighbors, I should be able to tell you something, you should be able to hear it, and vice versa. And as a father to a young girl and boys, what I do is going to affect their lives. If we sit here and say that we are only useful for ourselves, or we're responsible for what we do for ourselves, I can't sit here and agree. I'm going to be responsible for my sister walking up and down the street, my homegirls, my mama, cousins, nieces, and that just don't stop. And whatever they do is wrong, I'm gonna let them know, and I want them to do the same thing for me, because that's how we build community.
That's okay. When one says that you ask who's responsible for, what was the question?
Who is responsible for holding black women?
I'm with a black woman. I have a black woman. I have a black mother. I have a black auntie. I'm naming multiple black women I'm responsible for.
That's fine.
And I will hold them accountable.
That's okay.
And the same
it's
thing.
Okay to give advice, and it's okay to, like, it's not limited. You ask who's responsible for black women's ideas on what did you ask? Your question?
Who's responsible for holding black women accountable?
Yes, that's all you asked. It's not saying. It's not.
I am.
No, that's not. Okay, but I'm just saying it's not limited to that.
Why not?
I'm saying that it's not just limited. Me saying that we're responsible for ourselves does not mean that's it. Like, doesn't mean that I can't give advice to somebody else. I'm saying that my choices, I'm responsible for the choices that I make. I'm not saying that I won't give advice to somebody that I'm seeing going the wrong way. Of course not. Of course, that's not what I'm saying. I'm answering your one question. It doesn't limit me to that in every aspect. There's other aspects of that.
But you ain't saying
because I don't have to. Because you asked me one question. You didn't say, "Am I responsible for my aunties and my aunt for young women?" Of course,
they not black women.
Of course, but I'm responsible for my actions as a person. I'm not living anybody else's life. If I see somebody going the wrong way, of course I'm gonna help them. Like, one question does not apply to the whole thing. He didn't ask
you who's responsible for holding you accountable. He said who's responsible for holding black women.
Me, I am responsible for holding myself as a black woman.
You talking about yourself? We're not talking about
bro. How can I, my love? You're not responsible for her or him or this person. Like, you ask who's responsible for holding a black woman accountable. I can't.
Not a black woman. Black women.
Okay.
It's a general.
Me. I'm responsible
you talking
for
about
holding
yourself.
myself. Yeah, because oh my God, God bless. Because
y'all, was we all tripping? Very much trying to gaslight, like you really eating, sis. You was not eating. You weren't listening. She couldn't even repeat she kept saying, what was the question? You said, what was the, she was not even listening. And that's the problem. We had these conversations, y'all. People are too caught up in being, what is the word? Oh my gosh. Oh, trying to speak individualized. Like you keep talking about you are responsible. You are like we're talking about we're not talking about you as just you yourself. We're talking about us in general as women. Who's responsible for holding black women accountable? She's like, I'm responsible for holding myself accountable. It's like, girl, are you not listening? Are you not? What part are you not getting? What part are you? But you know what it is? Because I don't want to have to say that I hold black women accountable. We live, again, I want to be able to do whatever I want to. And they should be, because I don't want anybody policing me, so I'm not policing nobody else. That is how we see things. That's how we see things. Like, it was like we're trying to speak in general, and you keep making it about, no, it's about, it's not limited. You didn't ask me that, did I have to hold my mom, sister accountable? I shouldn't have to say that. I'm asking you, who's responsible for holding black women accountable? That's it. That's it. Like, you know what I'm saying? And her friend who's right next to her, you can tell she, again, you as a friend are trying to ride this fine line of like, you know, your friend tripping. You know she tripping. What she's saying don't make no sense at all. And you're like sitting there like, oh my God, girl, you sound dumb as hell. Like, oh my God, you sound crazy. You sound crazy. You sound insane. But I'm not going to say it. I'm just going to sit here and like kind of tippy toe around. Like, you know, like it's too much. And that's the problem with the sisterhood. Because I see, I'm not even, I'm going to let you keep rambling on and rambling on and rambling on, knowing that you're wrong. Knowing that you're wrong. Watch.
It's like I can't control other people. If I see somebody and I want to give advice and I see them going the wrong way, or I see a better way for them, of course I'm gonna offer that to them. Right. But I'm not responsible for their decisions. They're on their own journey.
That's not the question I asked you. If you're responsible for their actions.
He asked me the question that he asked me,
if you say you've seen something,
but it's not limited. That's what I'm saying. It's not limited. My answer, it doesn't mean like what he's saying. Oh, I'm responsible for my auntie and my mother and my sisters. So am I. But just because I say that I'm responsible for myself, yes, because I'm responsible for my actions. But that doesn't limit me to say that I'm selfish and I don't care about my community. That's not that. Like, we don't need to attack each other for just answering one question.
Nobody's attacking.
Yo, it's. I was really just trying to make sure that my facial expressions were. I did. Did I challenge her? Let me see.
I'm trying to explain
I'm
the
just
question
saying
to
that I didn't say that.
I talk about as a whole, it still goes back to like
I did.
me. I
didn't. So
can I elaborate on this? I think that this is an issue that we have that we as women we can't speak in general. We always make it about like us, right? So when we talk about, it could be anything. Like, what do you think about cars? Well, I don't like cars. It's like, well, in general though, like let's talk about cars in general, not like your car doesn't work right or this. So when we try to talk about as a whole, it still goes back to like me, what I can't do. If we talk about again as a whole, how do we hold us accountable?
Right.
How do we do better as a whole? Because what one of us does, it affects us all. I don't know why we don't want to like we act like that doesn't exist. Like we are viewed. I don't care me being married or not married. White people see us all the same. It doesn't change. Like we get lumped in one group. We can't say, well, I don't qualify. I'm over here. Yeah. At the end of the day, they see us all. And if we keep painting this narrative as one, and we live in this very much, I only hold me accountable. Yes, I'm accountable for my actions, but at the same time, I still want to hold my sister accountable and let her know.
I was trying to be conscious because it was, so many cameras, so many angles. Is like, I don't want to, you don't want to be like frowning up your face, and it's not easy though. Honestly, y'all, it is not easy to be on camera like that, and you hearing something crazy. And you gotta just kind of like keep a poker face, like like you like, or you trying to like Drew got glasses on, so you don't see what he got, what he thinking. I mean, obviously he was more vocal, but it's like you just kind of like, do I look down? That's kind of where I might, do I look down? Like, where do I look? I don't know, because it's cameras everywhere. They're like all in your face, so you just trying not to, like, if you are trying to, it was definitely like trying to be mindful, because I don't want to be like, look at her, look at she on camera, look how she just fronted her face up, because but it definitely, my mind was definitely like, what is happening? Like, is somebody like and again, for me, it was like her friend was very much like trying to cut in to interrupt, but not really trying to stop her. So it was like that, like you can like stop it, like you're letting her just go on, and she's not making sense, and she again, the question got repeated about 3-4 times. 3-4 times the question got repeated. So it's like, girl, how many times we gonna say the question?
Like, sis, that's not cool. Especially if you come to me and telling me. A lot of women don't even tell their friends that they wrong.
Right.
You'll sit there and be like, well, it ain't my fault. I mean, we'll let her tell the whole story, and you know she wrong, and you won't say anything. And a lot of women can't, or they won't, because they're afraid they'll get attacked. They'll get cursed out. They'll lose a friend over holding their friend accountable. Right. And that's kind of where we're at. We can't.
I have to get what's this called? YouTube Premium. My husband's like, you gotta get YouTube Premium. I'm like, what's that? Like, cause you can't have commercials. I'm like, until he said something about commercials, I never even I just skip it and move on. You know, he's like, you gotta get premium. I'm like, okay, I'm going to get premium. I'm going to get the premium. I promise I'm going to get premium. But no, it definitely having this mentality, y'all, of, you know, just doing whatever you want to do and nobody should be able to hold you accountable it's really a problem. It's a big problem in our community. It is a big problem. So this is why it's so hard to bring community back, because we are so individualized. We are so it don't matter. I'm holding me accountable. And the thing about what she was saying was, I'm glad she was saying that you are here to hold yourself accountable. I always tell women all the time about holding yourself accountable. So what she was saying in that regard, yes, hold yourself accountable. Hold yourself accountable. Absolutely. Absolutely hold yourself accountable. Hold on, I feel like my camera is a little blurry. Well, that's so much better. Hold yourself accountable. But then the rest of the people, your family, your friends, and even I said, those two women who were next to each other, they were friends. So you sitting right here, not holding her accountable, not letting her know, sis, stop. Let me pull you back on in, because you keep adding on to this and it's not making sense. It's not making sense. Not at all. So this last topic is going to be the last topic of the night that we're going to go through. And this is the dressing modestly conversation. Because we know that talking about women being more modest is a big problem. It is a big no-no to telling any woman what to wear, how to dress. She does not like that. Friends don't hold friends accountable. It's messed up, y'all. It really is. So yeah, this is the last conversation of the night before we're gonna go through this part of it about dressing modesty, because this is something I think is really it's just, again, it's a top conversation that most women hate to talk about, because they feel like they don't need to be policed and they should be able to do whatever they want. So this is something I think I'm glad that they brought it up, because I do talk about this as well. And we're going to have my lovely husband join the conversation with me for this last part. We're going to add him in. He's here. Honey?
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can hear you. So honey's here. So we're going to go into this last part, and this is the dressing modesty.
And you were shaking your head. You disagree?
No, I agree.
Oh, okay.
I was saying, when she said forever, I was like, no, talk about not forever. I do not ever plan to be alone.
Got you. Any thoughts on this?
Man, can we get the fire extinguisher for her mic?
No, I had a woman.
I thought he was serious.
I had a woman come on my live and say that she decided in high school she was going to be by herself.
Yeah, modestly and wanting to be more revealing. What's your thoughts on that, real quick?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just the norm.
We gotta clip that part.
You know,
we gotta clip that part.
Like to see other women in my opinion. I think women hype each other up to dress more revealing, and and even though we know, most of us know that men don't. Good men, a quality man does not want. You can find a man who's going to like it regardless, right? But I think when you start attracting certain men, they're not going to like that. And I think when we get into the modest talk,
let's pause there, honey. Let me ask you that question, because you're a man. And just so you guys know, my husband and I, we can have these hypothetical conversations as far as if you were to see a woman and you were dating. So For anyone who's watching, it is absolutely.
It's a shame you gotta give that disclaimer.
I'm just giving a disclaimer that we
You
can
definitely
have
do, though.
hypothetical of if you were dating or if you were not married. But again, like, when do you feel like men, or I mean, we've been together for such a long time, but I guess, like, when do you feel like men start to
I'm very aware of what's going on, though. You can ask the question. Just ask the question. Go ahead.
No, because I'm trying to think, when did you, or I guess when did you, we can use me, but whatever. When did you start to not like the nakedness of women, or like not like being so exposed? Like, was there a time where you was like, yes, I love it?
Well, when you start to take somebody personal, you start to look at a woman as yours. You know what I mean? Then that's when that protection aspect gonna kick in. You don't want her outside that way. You don't want everybody looking at her or seeing her the way you see her, or knowing what you know about her, or whatever. Anything on that aspect. But yeah, I think just when the more you start to like them, the more you want them to put more clothes on.
But I'm saying, like, not even just like you're not even with anybody. Like, just say you're you're out here dating and you're like, like, what, when does a man say, I don't?
You gotta realize it's a physical attraction, it's a sexual attraction to it that's going to just come. Like, so it's not that you're not going to like it. I mean, you're a man, so if you see body parts that you're going to like it, it's not that you're not going to like it. It's just what you like it for. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be attracted to it in that way. Like, I mean, it's not that you really see anything serious. And the thing about that's bad, and I know girls don't like it, but it's a reality that if you accept it, I'm thinking to make a lot of this dating stuff and all that easier. You could actually be a good girl, somebody who could really be a good wife, mother, and all that for somebody. But the way you show up, dress in a certain way, they're not going to give you a chance to get into that category. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to try to pick your brain. They're not going to get to see your good qualities or what you think or any of that, because they already slotted you a certain way and they don't care.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that part right there, that's what it really is. It's not that you're not going to be attracted to it. You're still going to be attracted to it, but it's just going to be for a different reason.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
My opinion.
Yeah. Somebody left a comment just saying, I would not want to date or be seen with a sexy, right, acting type of female.
Well, yeah, that's a whole nother level. I wouldn't either. I wouldn't. That's not worth.
Yeah.
Go ahead on.
Okay, let me continue.
Conversation, it goes back to the let women do what they want to do, mind your business, why do you care? But I'm like, it's so much protection that I don't think we correlate what being dressing modest. And again, going back to your point about wanting Black men to protect you, how can a man protect you when you put yourself at risk? And I think we kind of undermine that, even just by how we're dressing and we go out in public. I have to know that when I go outside and I'm going to wear certain things, if I put myself in a situation, I'm now putting my husband in a situation because of how I'm dressing. So I think we go back to like thinking about, because I know for us as women, we want to have the autonomy to do what we want, but I think we dismiss. I think as long as you understand why men objected, I think cool. Like, long as you're aware that why men don't like it, but I think we get into the men are controlling, they're insecure. I personally don't believe, this is just me, I don't believe that a man who's with a woman, if he truly loves her and cares about her, that he will allow her to go outside with no clothes on. That's just me. I don't think he really is serious about her. That's just my opinion.
Refrigerator. Do you agree with that, Lovey?
Yep. Again, as always, exceptions. We know there are people who don't care, and that's cool. But at the end of the day, like on a very, very large majority, I would say, yeah, that's true.
Yeah. And I think I think I came to that realization, like, what kind of man would like really want his woman to be like, even like maybe like they'll say, I'm with my man, he by my side, I'm right with him. And I'm like, what kind of man, how does he see you that he's okay with everybody else seeing you?
I mean,
that's when I kind of came to the like question.
I think people got different turn-ons and stuff like that. So I don't know. You never know what makes a person tick. Like my thing is, I don't never try to like tell nobody what they can't do. That's your thing. That's your thing. But as a woman, if that's how you want to carry it, you have less guys that's cool with that than you gonna have that's not.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, a lot of women feel like men, they feel like they're up when they find a man who is cool with it. Like, my man like it. He let me go out however I like. So they, in their mind, they think they got the best man. You know what I'm saying? Like, they think that their man is top notch because they let me go out. He let me go what I want to do. I can wear whatever I want to wear. I feel free. I feel liberated. So then in their mind, that's how they view a good man nowadays, y'all, ladies. A lot of women view a good man based on how much he's going to let her do whatever she wants to do.
I think that's those women though, but they in like a weird competition with their man for like where you got like the power struggle going on and the tit for tat, everything is even. If you could do it, I could do it, and all that stuff is unhealthy for a relationship, in my opinion. But you know, teach his own, I guess.
Yeah. Okay, let's see what the other.
Because I think any man who truly loves his woman in that way and wants to keep her sacred to him, he's not going to want to have her exposed to the world. But if he's like, I don't care, girl, do your thing. I just think that that's a viewpoint on depend upon. I just don't think that's real man. Want his woman to be that way.
Gotcha. What's your thoughts on this?
I don't really have any thought. I don't agree with it, but I don't got nothing to say on it because that's how she feels. My man loves me to death. I'm still gonna wear what I want. I just don't agree with the whole simple fact. You said something like if you wear, what'd you say? You said if you wear revealing clothes, you got to be prepared to come with that.
So I'm saying if you go out in public and I'm wearing, let's say something see-through, and every man is not respectful. We know that, right? And he decides to touch me, right? And again, it's not okay. I'm not saying it's okay, but we know that there are men out here who don't
just say okay
will, do things. At that point, I now will have to involve my husband because now I have to, let's say, call him because this man put his hands on me simply off the fact that I was exposing myself.
I feel like, well, that man, if he were to touch you, his mother, whoever raised him, failed him. Because a woman, you should be able to wear what you want without being touched or sexually assaulted.
But let's think about this. What you're wearing, is it not sexual?
I can't wait for tonight.
Commercial.
Oh man, here you go, man.
I'm sorry. I tried to take it off. Hey, I'm getting YouTube Premium, y'all. We're getting YouTube Premium. I just take a break. It's okay. It's like, my people, they're okay with it. It's quick. Look, it's quick. It's boom, going. See, it's not even a second.
Sometimes I wish women could just say okay. Sometimes it's really hard for women to say okay. Like it's always but or some added context that's not needed. Sometimes you just gotta say okay, and then we can move on. It could be simple. You can learn something but it's always that added context that starts the conversation to continue going. And it's like you ain't never hear nothing. You ain't even pick up what was said. Like for the girl to say like, yeah, well, true, I feel that way too. I love my man, but yeah, I'm gonna still do what I want to do. It's like, I don't understand that shit. Why you still gotta do what you want to do? Like that's what I said. It's like it's a battle going on really between y'all two.
Yeah.
Just to be able to say I do what I want to do, which is what?
Liberating. See, they like the little intermission. See, yes. Somebody said my husband hates ass too. Yo, it don't bother me. I didn't even realize it until he said so. I don't think I really paid it no mind, But let's see.
Give example. What you talking about? A dress? You talking about a bikini top? What are we?
See-through. Yeah, it's just exposing your body. Your breasts are showing. Your butt is showing. It's see-through. You know what people wear. They're wearing very. At this point,
it's all the time where I still don't. Right. I don't agree with what you're saying.
Right.
Though.
But again, I think that that's kind of the thought. Like we should be able to wear whatever we want. And I think that that's also, you know, why we have this clash with men and women.
Yeah, in a perfect world, that would be ideal. You know what I'm saying? But we know we don't live in a perfect world. Like every man is not raised by a 2-parent household. Right. You know what I mean? They're not raised right with morals and everything. It's creeps out there. We just had a show about would you want to go in the woods with a bear or a man, and 4 out of 5 picked the bear. You know what I'm saying? So we know that is men out there that women fear.
But and to that point, right? If we say black, let's just use because a lot of this come back to black men a lot of times. If we say black men are so dangerous,
right?
Why would I then go outside with no clothes on around all these dangerous black men?
I don't think I need some. I don't have that thought. Like I love black men. I'm not scared of black men.
I'll see y'all next episode, yo.
Honestly, like I didn't think we think about if we and I'm not. This is not to where any of the ladies on the couch, but a lot of women feel that way. Black men are dangerous. They pick the bear over the man. But if we're in this world and we are going outside, because a lot of women go outside and scandalous clothing, and they also get belligerently drunk. So you're also putting yourself in a bad position while you're also not dressed the right way. So again, you can be taken advantage of by, so I just think if we use that thought process that they're so bad, why would we not want to protect ourselves at all costs?
It's a terrible combination right there.
Yeah. A woman doesn't
really and drunk as hell.
Yeah.
That's not a good combination.
And standing on because I want to do what I want to do. We saw, remember, we read this. Well, this wasn't about, she wasn't in a relationship, but remember the woman who contracted what was it, HIV or AIDS? Remember?
Oh, yeah. The guy knocked her out or something.
Yep. And the guy, she was so drunk. The guy took her home and, and ended up sleeping with him, and she ended up getting disease. But it was all centered around like you just drunk, doing a bunch of you're not making good decisions. You're probably again just thinking you could.
She was wilding. Yeah, I think she tried to fight some dude, and the dude knocked her out.
Yeah, I think she left her friends, or her friends left her. But it's just, and again, like I think women, like you said, for her to be like, well, I'm gonna do what I want to do. She said, my man loves me, but I'm gonna do what I want to do. Not that she didn't even say I love my man. She said, my man loves me, but I'm gonna still do what I want to do. What does him?
Oh, I thought she said I love him. My bad.
She said my man loved me. I think she said I think she said my man loved me to death, or I feel like that's what she said. But again, I want to do what I want to do because again,
most women think, and if he got crashed out over me, then he got crashed out over me. So what? I guess that's how they feel.
Someone said a woman doesn't truly respect the man who lets her do what she wants to do all the time, in my opinion. They don't. I think there's women who do they respect it until they will play to respect it until you call a woman out. She'll then be like, call you out your name. That's why you ain't got no balls. I was taking advantage of you. That's when you do something that she don't like, but she'll play it up like, girl.
They only want those men in conversations like these. In conversations like these, they always want these men. They always want the compassion and the this and the that in these conversations. But in real life, they don't. Like whoever said that comment, in real life, they want the person to check them, disrespect them, and do all that. That's what they want in real life. But in these conversations, because that shit don't sound cute in these conversations, when people start saying that, ain't nobody gonna sit up there and say, yeah, I do like when you be disrespectful and all that. Everybody done got wind that shit make me look crazy. So now everybody likes in these conversations all the nice guys, all the glowing words. That's cat though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but
I don't use that thought process. I've never thought that like a black man would be unsafe to me. Like I've never had that thought, like where I couldn't run to a black man and be like, if somebody's chasing me, I would run to the black man. But I never felt unsafe. Like I would never. I know everybody's experience is different, but I've never thought that. I've never been.
Well, let's just say this, right? You see how she's saying she was saying all this. I never. No, this was fine what she said, but you say all this at the end and this part. But she just went there and tell how in the very first beginning she said black men is cheaters, liars, domestic abusers. You said all that, and you was like, she ain't wrong. She ain't wrong.
No, but she. That's what I was about to say. She still said that too, though. She said this. She said that stuff she's saying now. She said that too. And that's what I'm saying. Like, she knows it's wrong, but it's still like this. Well, I don't want to tell nobody what to do type of thing, or I don't want to call out this woman or hold her accountable. I know she really wrong, but I'm not. And her friend, who was right there in the middle, she really had some sense, in my opinion. Like, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
But she didn't want to offend her friend, and so she was doing a bunch of like dancing around when she really knew what was really right, what was really wrong. A lot of times with these women and different friendships and things like that, that's what you have going on. That's always the dynamic. Even though a person knows some shit is wrong, they still just be like, oh, well, you could have, or dance around it, or they find what something that could fit just to feel good and they roll with it. But at the end of the day, you really know what it really is. But I ain't gonna say it because I don't want to offend my friend, or I don't want to offend nobody in the room, even though it ain't my friend. Like,
yeah.
And you
like,
know,
I've never been
to be
in that environment where I feel like I hate black men, or I dislike black men, or that.
What you say?
I was just saying, I was gonna say it ain't to be offensive though. It's the truth is the truth though. I mean,
yeah.
I'm scared of them. Like, I look to them to protect me. Like, I wouldn't run away from a black man. I wouldn't want to be in the forest with a bear. Why would I want to be in the forest with a bear? I want to be in the forest with a man, with a black man that can protect me, that I can communicate with. Like,
that's the logical and reasonable.
That's not like, you know what I'm saying? That's not my thought. Like, why would I be so scared? I don't know. Everybody's entitled to their opinion, but why would I be so scared of a black man? Like, when I come from
this is what she should.
I just don't understand
she wasn't
that.
afraid, if she was actually had some sense to like speak up, you should ask her, why you feel this way about black men? Why you
right? The thing is, right, like I said, she said that at the beginning too, but she should have just stopped there. Like I just said a few minutes ago, she had to add the extra context of this girl's not wrong though, and blah blah blah. She didn't need to add no extra context. All she had to do was say what she just said, because she said it at the beginning too, and stop there. You don't gotta now add the fluffer.
Yeah.
And that's what always happens. And then the people that you're talking to, they're going to respond to the fluffer. They're not going to respond to what you really said. They're going to respond to the fluffer.
And that's just my own experience. But I don't know. Maybe I'm out the loop. Maybe I'm living in a bubble. But I never thought that was the general idea of women. Never. Never. Not even the women around me. Like,
but
they're not afraid of black men.
I don't mean to go back, but that's why it was so important for us to articulate how we felt about the first statement.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to challenge certain things that you said, because it is I'm on both sides. I'm very expressive when it comes to my styling and things of that nature. I'm not going to sit here and try to form fit myself into what the expectations is, because I am heavy set or I have this shapely body. I'm not doing that personally. Women that do it, I get it. But if a woman is slender and she can wear a bantu top, I don't understand why women that have, a bigger chest shouldn't be able to wear the bantu top. Do you get what I'm saying? So I get the bias and the things of that nature where certain things through certain expression can lead to people sexualizing you. But as a woman, you're already sexualized.
Let me pause there. So you see how we like to make women a monolith when it's convenient. Like, you want us to all be able to wear the same thing, like we all the same size.
Yeah, why she think you don't understand that? Like, what do you mean you don't understand? So if you got these big old breasts, you should be able to wear the same thing as somebody who really don't. It's going to give a totally different look, a totally different impact. It's going to fit you different. Like, it might be rising or lowering, or.
They want to be able. We all should be able to wear the same exact thing. She said, just because I am heavier and you're slender, why can't I wear the bantu top just because my boobs are bigger?
It's not made for you. That's simple. It's not made for you.
That's why this is why I talk about this. We can be a monolith, They want to make us a monolith when it is something that we want it to be right. It should be a monolith that we should all be able to wear the same thing, as if we all have the same bodies, and we all don't. And we know that everything does not look good on everybody. But we now have websites like Fashion Nova who, will make it for the extra small girl to the 3X, woman,
I
like
mean,
that.
they gonna sell it, man. We ain't gotta buy it though.
So it's getting made, and it's, so it's kind of like she said, why can't I wear it?
I want to ask you something. So when she said like, cause I meant to ask this before, but I forgot. But when she said, she's expressive, with her fashion, that means expressive means naked. Okay.
Basically, that's their way of saying I like to be naked.
I gotta make sure I keep that in mind. So now I'll be on the lookout for it when they say expressive.
Because there was such thing about like to be creative with my style. That was where you would find the girls who would, like the girls who would like to turn their shirts a different way and tuck their jeans a different way, or everybody got the same.
I guess that's creative if you're doing something, creating your own look.
Where it was creative. Now we went to expressive, and now expressive means
Can I ask this, right? What are you expressing? If you know, because I know you. Maybe you don't know, but
I think that they are trying to express liberation. I want to be free. I want to show how I can be so liberated and wear my titties out with the nipple covers over them and express that I'm free.
That's not what people interpreting that you're expressing. Do you know that? What people think you're, when people see you, they think you're expressing.
I can only imagine.
I'm just saying.
I'm expressive. I like to, like she came with, you saw how she took the thing off because it looked crazy on camera and it was uncomfortable, I'm sure. But I'm gonna put on the tube top shorts and I'm gonna express it more and throw the corset on it and pop my boobs up more. Like, it's all of that. I'm trying to really show more skin is really what it is. That's when you hear women say, I like to be expressive with my style. I like to just wear little to no clothes. That's what I hear. Because the women who say that are typically wearing little to no clothes.
I was just wondering. You always getting kicked out your own live. What should you be doing? I can't see the chat.
Y'all, Lovey, can y'all hear me? Y'all, it's time for a new laptop. Can y'all hear me? Let me know in the chat if y'all can hear me. The computer just shut down. The computer just shut down, y'all. Y'all can hear me? Lovey? Lovey, the computer just literally just shut. It just shut down.
That's what happens when you don't listen to your husband. But
oh, would you please stop? It's not. We can always get it. Don't listen to this. I always listen to my husband. It's nothing that you're saying can't be done.
Carry on.
I always listen. I just want to go. I'm not impulsively spending $5,000 without going into the store.
Carry on.
Y'all can hear me. Okay, I gotta get it back to the
What's that noise?
Sorry, it was the computer. But no, I do think that like I said, expressing yourself and being how you dress is, they just see it. That's how they see it. They see it as no big deal. All right, let me go back to her stance on it. Joy, no, don't. I have a hard time letting go of things, just slightly. Okay.
Comes with it, because I've been in modeling predicaments and stuff like lead to or I have this shapely body. I'm not doing that personally. Women that do it, I get it. But if a woman is slender and she can wear a bantu top, I don't understand why women that have, a bigger chest shouldn't be able to wear the bantu top. Do you get what I'm saying? So I get the bias and the things of that nature where certain things through certain expression can lead to people sexualizing you. But as a woman, you're already sexualized. Mm-hmm. There is no adjusting how men view you, right? Yeah, they might see you and say, "Oh, she wants it."
Though
no, she doesn't. It shouldn't give a man a green light to say, "Oh, because she wore the sleazy, short-fitted skirt that she obviously wants some type of." No, I can't agree with that. I get what you're saying because it will start attracting the wrong type of attention. Mm-hmm. I get what comes with it because I've been in modeling predicaments and stuff like that. But I think it's solely focused on the person. And it shouldn't be form-fitting where it's like, oh, all women should dress in all black, covered head to toe, and like as if we're Muslim or anything of that nature. If we think back in the 90s, they were wearing the stuff that's coming back now. You get what I'm saying? Like the skirts and mini skirts, mm-hmm. They're redoing it. So it's nothing new under the sun when it comes to style.
But if we go back, right, like the 90s,
they always got to go to.
If we go back, they weren't.
Yeah,
they
weren't.
So we go
certain things where, even when you think about stripping and things like that, they were more so they would keep the bralette mm-hmm, on. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So mm-hmm. I get what you're saying as we have evolved as people and as women, mm-hmm. But I don't believe that women should have to place themselves in a box because they're afraid of how the next sex may react to it. That's just like, I don't think when I'm going outside, like, oh yeah, this is very flattering to me. Yeah. He might, I'm not even, because.
Do you care how you're portrayed though? Like, do you care?
But you see, like that right there, like I'm not even thinking about how I might like how he might see me. I'm not even thinking that way. Like I'm not about to put too much thought
about in. Who? A stranger or my man?
No, a stranger.
Oh, okay. I mean,
absolutely not. I'm here to serve one person. That's God.
So let me ask you a question. Are you a mother?
We talked about this a little bit yesterday, right? The whole I'm only here to serve one person. And for those who are in the chat and who are listening and come across this live, when we say things like that, I'm only here to serve one person. I'm only here to, make God happy or, please, I'm here to serve him, right? That means do as he says and follow his lead. And do we think that as women, when we say that, I don't care how I'm perceived or how I look or whatever, you think that you're making God proud if you're here to only make him proud or serve him when you walk outside the way that you're walking outside with no clothes on, disrespecting yourself?
They ain't thinking about what he thinking either.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so when we say I'm only here to serve one person, I only care what he thinks. You don't think that this is how he wanted you to be out here? Like this is how we think that this is what he he wants for us as women to be out here exposing ourselves this way. And he like, girl, you making me so proud. I just, if I can come down here on earth and tell you something about yourself, I'm gonna tell you how good you making the women I created I wanted y'all to look just like this. Like we say this stuff and we don't really be thinking this stuff through when we talk, like when we try to use religion in these conversations, because you're saying it and it's not really aligning.
The thing about it is, whenever somebody says something about being modest or putting clothes on or anything in that space, is like it goes to, oh man, now I gotta wear all black, or I should do this, do that. It's like they gotta make it like an ultimate,
like putting clothes. It's like dressing how I dress. So much. Dressing how I dress on the show would be like, that's way too much clothes. Why would I come in here with a sweatshirt on and jeans?
It's so much in between, though. I mean, it was New York. It was a little bit cold. I mean, but I guess everybody wasn't cold, but it's so much in between, you know, the nakedness and all black, and then people say, oh, like a Muslim, but it don't really matter what religion is. Most religions say the woman's supposed to be covered. It's just that people like to ignore that part, I guess, or whatever. But that's neither here nor there. But at the end of the day, it's so much in between that you can play with, that you can figure out a style, or you don't have to just say, oh, I'm gonna put my titties up, like you said, or whatever little corny naked shit you can come up with, like, because it's going to get you that naked, corny attention. So, I mean, it is what it is. That shit ain't going to change. I'm going to tell you that. It been that way forever. It's going to stay that way. You keep coming out like that, you're going to keep getting it.
Mm-hmm.
No.
If you had a child, would you care about how you're portrayed to your children?
To a certain things I would not expose my children to.
No, like I'm saying like your normal, the way that you like to express your style.
Oh yeah, like my 9 to 5. I'm sure if I told you probably my position in my career path, you would probably think I'm the total opposite, and I like it like that because I don't want people to know what I do in real life.
No, I get it. I'm just saying our kids are going to see us.
Yeah, so
in all aspects.
Through my
so I'm just saying, would you care?
Absolutely. So if it's something that I'm going out to a nightclub with my friends and we like, okay, we go dress, you know, it probably wouldn't happen. But if we're like, okay, we're going to wear hoochie wobby outfits, then I wouldn't. Yeah, my kids would probably be with their daycare provider by then, and I wouldn't expose them to that because they're not at that age where they should be exposed to it. But if you think about it, societal norms and the parental control, you don't really have control over it. So I probably would want to express certain things to my children and start to set the tone for them prior to them seeing it on the street and adapting to it elsewhere. With that being said, no, I get what you're saying. Like certain things I would definitely limit my kids to. I wouldn't let them see me at a young age, like going out to a nightclub and I have a bandeau top on. So my daughter thinks I don't even approve of certain kids at a certain age wearing two pieces. You get what I'm saying? Kid, I don't think my daughter would never wear a two piece at a certain age. Belly button piercings, no. Yeah. I believe that at certain ages where you have to set the tone with your children to build that type of connection to let them know, like, okay, I accept you for you and what is appropriate. My mom goes through it to this day and I'm grown as heck. And my mom is still like, but you're my daughter. And I'm like, I get it. My mom's like, you never want to understand until you have a child. So I get why people have these visuals of what should be. But I don't think that people should try to change who they are to fit into societal norms of what is accepted or what things to avoid in life. It would just I think it would make a lot of people miserable because it's like, okay, I can't be, fashionable, but the Kardashians could wear it because they're on TV. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like certain things that come with it. It's like they get to wear.
I can't be fashionable.
She's doing it again now, right? She knows what's right. She said it. She understands what's right. But she got to come with this extra context that makes no sense. Like, just because I can't say what's right and accept it, I got to come with the mumbo jumbo now. All this extra shit that you shouldn't even say. You should have just stopped at where you was at about what you ain't going to do that with your kids. You know better. Your mom still do it with you. You know better. Leave it at that. Now you're going down this road of the Kardashians and this and that and all this. It's like some of us be knowing better, but we think, well, I can do this in my 20s or do this until I'm 40 or whatever the number is today, because they keep moving it back. As soon as be 50, it'd be the new 20. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Weird, but when I put it on, it's like, oh, why you got it on?
They got security.
They got security,
They
right?
do.
I guess that's why. But
I really
think,
like the.
Well, let me say something real quick. I think why men and women view this topic so different is because, like, men are looking at through the lens of a protector, and women, like you said earlier, is just like, I could do what I want. You know what I mean, y'all not thinking about the future, the consequences of.
But I've been with a man that's very accepting. He helped.
Do you agree with that, Lovey? I'm sure you probably do.
I was reading. I ain't hear him. Excuse me. I was reading something.
Said men see this whole conversation with women, with how they wear things, like from a lens of a protector, and women just see it as I could do whatever I want.
Yeah. If you care about the woman, most likely that's why you wouldn't want your daughter walking out like that, or your mom or whoever, anybody you care about. You dig me? Because you know that anybody who's walking out like that, you know how they're going to be perceived, what type of attention they probably going to get, how other guys is going to look at them. You know that that's not going to get them nothing favorable. You dig me? So you don't want them to do that. No, they ain't them girls that do that. It's whatever. Like you know the advice you're gonna give to your daughter or to your wife or to your girlfriend or whoever. Like, you know what I mean? Somebody that you're trying to separate from that, because that's over there. We got something for that. That ain't for you. You know what I'm saying? So for sure, you definitely and women. Again, they, like I said, they really know. I think a lot of them do really know they ain't supposed to be doing that. They know they wrong, but it's such a power struggle that is like, yo, this is something else that we can stand on. This is something else we can fight for, and I'm just not gonna listen to you. Like, you know what I mean? Bottom line, since you don't want it that bad, well, I gotta show that I'm quote unquote strong enough to do it anyway.
Yeah.
Which is it's bad for real when you really think about it. Like,
yeah,
it's counterproductive to what you say you want. Like, if you want to just live a single life and just live a fly me out life, well, they can't even do that no more. But whatever, for from here on out, you good then. You know what I mean? Beating that shit.
Why they can't do fly me out?
And all this Diddy stuff, fly me out, getting political now. I mean, yeah, you gotta pay for your own ticket now. But I'm just saying, like, you know, if you want to live that life though, from here on out, and you're good with it, you good then. You could dress however you want, be naked, wild out, have a ball, you know, and until the ball is over, I guess. But if that ain't what you're looking for, that's not going to get you the results of husband, family, and all that, because from the beginning you're being looked at as meat. Basically, I mean, you're not being looked at as potential wife. And like I said a couple of minutes ago, most of the times once somebody slot you in your head and they head as meat, the qualities you may have, they're not going to see them because they don't care. They already have it in their head that you're who you are. So, you know, y'all could take that and run with it if you want to.
Yeah. It's just so unfortunate, like you said. Like, it's just again the idea of, oh, I guess I can't be fashionable. I can't. Like, we see this stuff as so like she said, like, well, people just can't. They're gonna be really miserable. They can't do what they want to do. They can't dress how they want to dress. I'm going to be a miserable person if I had to put clothes on. Like, what? Put clothes on? Like, actually not be able to, you know, do this? Like, that is how women view. That's what they see as miserable, or I'm not fashionable, or, well, how do I actually put an outfit together that requires me to be fully covered up? You know what I'm saying? That requires effort. That requires me to you know, take time to preserve my body.
I think that you know, the way, especially for women, like getting dressed and the way you dress and things like that, it affects their mood and stuff. Like, can make them feel good or make them feel a different way, right? But I think there's a big time programming that it has to be that way. That has to be like naked. I have to have this out or that out. Like, I mean, to the point where you see some of this shit, it's not even fly. You just like, yo, like, I don't.
Yeah.
I think that's pure. I think that's pure programming, because for you to feel like if I can't walk out like this, I'm gonna be miserable. Yeah, you programmed. They fucked you up.
I mean, it definitely is programming. Even down to, like you said, every time we talk about this, they all say the same thing. I'm gonna have to be dressed in all black from head to toe like a Muslim. That's what every woman says the same. Or I'm gonna have a turtleneck on, like dressed in a turtleneck from like slacks all the way from head to toe. They use the same program.
Yeah, but why they can't be? Why does it have to be like a Muslim? Why don't they be just dressed like they supposed to be dressed?
They don't say like a Catholic, like nuns. They cover up, and the nuns.
I'm just saying. Well,
I don't know.
Some of these people be Catholic. You dig me?
Well, I know. I don't know. It's just, I don't know.
Who said that? Who said that Christian women wasn't supposed to cover up?
I don't know. I don't know.
I'm just saying. At the end of the day, you're not supposed to be walking around here just with everything out. There's no way you could justify that under no terms.
No, you're not. It's just not this. It's just not. It's not. I know. It's just not talked about. It's not seen as a requirement, or it's not. Like how in Islam, it is talked about how women are to be modest. How so it's discussed. It's like, what the Prophet told.
I get it. Oh, obviously, I get it. I'm just saying that people, I didn't always know like a lot about what's going on on the church side of things. I mean, Christianity and all that. But over the years, I've heard things and I've learned things that they're supposed to be covered too. They just ignore it. They just choose to ignore it. So at the end of the day,
it's not called a hijab. It's called is it a veil? Not a veil.
Don't get me the line, but all I know is they're supposed to be covered. And at the end of the day, covered for different people may mean different things, right? But all I'm saying is you ain't supposed to be walking around in Walmart and I'm seeing everything in Walmart. Everybody else seeing everything in Walmart. It's unnecessary at the end of the day. And at the same time, you saying you don't want no attention.
Right.
Like, come on, man. You should be cool to cover up then.
Yeah. But again, it is a lot of programming. It is a lot. It's the fear. Like I said, I think that there's fashion, style, all of that stuff is just evolved and changed. And like I said, people view women who are half naked like, oh my God, you dress so cute. Like, I love the way you dress. And it's like, girl, she's throwing a bandeau top and some biker shorts, but that's when you see little to no clothes on, you see it, you know what I'm saying? So it's just that idea of, I don't want to be miserable, because again, even what she said, if people have to do something of societal norms and actually cover up and think about how they'll be perceived when they walk out the door. And like I kind of talked about this on my post that I shared today, about how we will protect our purse before we protect our bodies. You won't walk outside and leave your purse open. You'll be thinking about that before you're gonna think about that. But you were gonna say, I'm not even thinking about what a man gonna think about me, but I'm gonna surely be thinking what he thinking about my purse. How in the world does that make sense? He look, so
I mean, it's crazy when when you say it like that, and things like that it's the same that to all of us, it's supposed to make sense. It's supposed to click like, damn, am I tripping? Like, but somebody will say, well, I got my stuff in my purse, and this is in there, and that's in there, and I don't want to lose my ID. But like, but what, you got that in there, and that in there. Do you want to lose that? Well, no, nobody should do that. Well, nobody should go in your purse, but you still
gonna protect it.
But again, that's somehow that shit won't make sense to all of us.
Yeah.
When it should, like, it should just be like, damn, am I tripping?
Yeah.
At least let me protect them the same.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You okay?
I just wish it was that simple. Every time when I just that analogy is like, wow. Wow.
Yeah, it should make sense to all of us. We should all understand that.
Because we don't play about our purse. That thing can't touch the floor. It's superstitious. It's bad luck. If you put your purse on the floor, you might lose your mind. And that purse is right there. You don't take it off. You shaking your whole ass bent over with the purse around your body tight as you bend over, and that purse, like it's just we got to really think how crazy we sound.
If you, like, on some real, like, it's crazy, right? If you said, see in my phone or see my cooch, which one would they show you? Or see in my purse or see my cooch? Which one is more accessible?
Oh no.
Wild.
I'm not answering that.
That's wild.
They ain't coming for me. I ain't even gonna answer.
Yeah, you ain't gotta answer that. I said that. And I ain't listen, I just asked the question, but
I don't know. That phone, that's why I said that phone, the way they gonna fight you down for that phone, let you try to take that phone. Take the panties. Give me my phone. Well, y'all, this was good. I hope y'all did get to go watch the full episode. Again, the episode is up now on a Deli Wrap Up Cruise podcast. They're on their channel on YouTube, Deli Wrap Up.
Shout out to them too.
Yes,
Eli.
Yeah, it was a good conversation though. Overall, all in all, was good. I appreciate everybody who gave such good feedback in the comments and support, and pink sweatshirt was what I saw. The one in the pink. So that was also very much great marketing on my part. I might want to wear my pink and stand out, hopefully nobody else wears pink. But no, it was good. It was overall good. And I think it's just, again, it's I would love to have these conversations with women who are we don't have, like, you can still be on the other side, but like willing to really, like I said, the woman who you stand on what you believe about Black men.
Ain't nobody trying to argue. We want to have a conversation.
Yeah, but it's like if you're gonna make that bold statement and you stood on that, let's have a conversation about that. Like, let's not just be
don't shut it down. She was so shut off, like.
Yeah,
and then like all the like, well, I can only answer for me. Like, that's the worst. Like, if you can't have a conversation, then you should have stayed home and got ready for your show or something. Like, because like, if you're gonna be bold enough to have certain opinions and you're gonna put it on the internet, this is the fucking internet. I mean, you should be bold enough to be able to have a conversation to back it up, or stand, or don't just say I'm standing on it. Like really stand on it and give the reasons why you feel that way. Like, substantiate what you're saying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if you can't, then bow out and say, yo, you right.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't know that. I ain't see it that way. It's simple to just say that, but people can't do it. They rather just keep digging, sounding dumber.
Mm-hmm.
And it's sad when all you had to do is say, damn, you know what? You're right. I ain't know that, or whatever.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah. Then she got mad when everyone started ignoring blue hair girl. Yeah. It definitely.
We might do a little panel in 2025, baby.
Say it again.
We may do a panel in 2025.
Yeah, 2025 will be here. So stay tuned for all that's coming with the Just a Girl brand and just just overall. So again, I appreciate y'all for checking out the conversation tonight. Again, you can go back and watch it. You can go back and check out my latest YouTube video that I shared today, kind of touching a lot more on the personology and share this information out, y'all, especially if it's the men in here. If you have any woman who young woman, middle age, older, whatever, that you feel is open to wanting to change, and they're open to listen, share the information out. I think it's one of the beautiful things about the internet. And we can share a lot of funny stuff and all that stuff all day. We'll share those posts, but let's start sharing meaningful stuff to people who need to really hear it, people that we know, even the people that you may not think is ready. Keep sharing it. A lot of people might not open it to that one day they finally open up what you're, whatever they listen to, they might take heed to it finally. So just keep sharing this stuff out, and you don't have to say anything, just share it. And if they watch it, but let's definitely do our part as far as trying to spread the information as far as it can go, and you never know who's going to get it. So yeah, y'all, I appreciate y'all. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch y'all for another conversation of Just a Girl Talk. See y'all. Good night, and thank you guys for all the support, the super chats. I appreciate it. It really means a lot to me. Thank y'all. Bye.